lovely people. My name is Aaron Loston. It's always an honor to come to your various institutions and places of home through this medium. And today, I just want to engage us briefly with something God has always been laying on my heart. And I believe the time has come for parents to really understand what education is all about, and whether indeed all the money they spend in educating their children or taking their children to school, they are really instilling the right information or equipping their children in the right direction. And as a learning strategist, I've engaged with children and teachers for a very long time, and I realize that there's a missing link in what we do in our schooling system. And as parents, we need to understand the realities of our times, not to repeat the same mistakes the school system did to us. Now, there's a need to appreciate the fact that all our children are unique. How they understand what they are taught will differ. How fast they can recall what we've taught them will differ. Having this understanding will appreciate how you interact with the child, knowing that you are not educating the child just to really reproduce fast to you for you to then determine that your child is being educated well or not. No. Education plays three very essential roles in the life of every individual. One, knowledge acquisition, skills development, and shaping our character. The school system must play these three roles in the life of every child. Therefore, if we have a school system that only majors on knowledge acquisition at the expense of skills development and shaping character, then believe you me, the life or the dispensations of our children will even be worse than what we see now. Because we see graduates who must know what they know they must do, but there's a limitation as to how they should do what they know they must do. And this is a result of how the school system has put a limit in our ability to be creative along our natural area of purpose and potential. Education has oriented us to only know and reproduce what we know. And then quickly we are tagged as very intelligent students, and our parents become proud of our children, because when we ask them questions, within the next seconds they reply to us and tell us exactly what we told them and about what they learned. And this is what we classified as education in our part of the world. But believe you me, this is a narrow way or form of education which really doesn't maximize the potential God has wired within our ability to dispense on this earth. Now, there's a sharp contrast I've noticed between those who are educated and then those who are not educated. You see, those who are not educated oftentimes have certain courage and confidence to be ingenious and creative, to come up with things that ordinary, the educated person would take a longer time to be able to come out. Do you know why? Education has a way of putting or reorienting us to think in a certain box. That this is how you must think to produce the right information. So when after school we are faced with the reality, we still think within that box. So there's a limitation placed on us to see which other alternatives can we think to really come out from the situation we find ourselves. And as I've already said, if we don't change our approach of education, then the economy of our children or the dispensations of our children, the dispensation of our children will be much worse than what we see now. We must come to a point to appreciate the three roles education plays in our life, and then the role schooling must play to that effect. When you understand this, it will change how you relate with your child when your child comes from school. When you tell your child to learn, it will influence how you relate with your child. You are not going to force your child to want to reproduce exactly what the child has learned or has read, but you are going to engage the child to want to find out how he understood what he or she read or learned, and the application aspects of what he learned or understood what he or she learned. Because our school system doesn't give us the opportunity to apply what we learn. It only gives us the opportunity to replay and reproduce exactly what we've learned. So it puts a limitation on us. And as I told you, the world will become harder and tougher. Therefore, we must reorient how we teach our children in our school system, so that when it gets to their time, they can be very creative and productive out of what they already know in the school system. And I believe the time has come for parents within this time of this lockdown to engage your child from the point of how he or she learns and understand and applies what he or she learns. We should not be in a hurry to let them reproduce to us exactly how whatever they've learned. Okay. In other words, we should not be in a hurry to see how quickly they reproduce what they've learned, but how they can apply what they've learned. This will go a long way to influence how they learn and understand and apply what they learn. Every child is unique. We have the slow learners who are, based on my research and application all these years, I categorize them as the brass students. It will interest you to know that these slow learners are the real intelligent ones. They are the real intelligent ones God has wired on this earth. Let me give you an example. Bill Gates, as we all know, is a brass student. But because he had a very good foundation, at a point in time, he realized how useless the school system was to him. The school system was limiting his ability. So he left the school system and started maximizing the power of the mind to engineer what we now see as the Microsoft Corporation. And look at what has come out from this man. Great inventions. Great inventions. Thomas Edison is another person. He's a brass student. Albert Einstein is another person, a brass student. And they all had challenges with the school system. But when they left the school system, look at how they were able to reorient themselves and were very ingenious with great inventions along their natural area of potentials and skills. That is what I'm saying. That the slow learners, we think they are not intelligent, which the school system brands as unintelligent. They are the real intelligent ones God has wired on this earth. Therefore, if you have a child who is a brass student, who is a slow learner, don't make the mistake to make the child become fast at replaying whatever he or she has learned. Because if you do that, you are killing the real potential of that child. The real ability of that child. You are trying to reorient it into a format that later on in life, the child will struggle to be able to make it. The school system doesn't have time for our children. But this is the time we need to have time for our children and help them learn along their natural area of thinking, pattern, and orientation. So that by the time they get to school, we will be in the position to help our teachers and school owners reorient how they teach our children. And the beauty is that our education system once again has been reoriented or reconstructed from the roots learning approach to a learner-centered approach. It means that this time going forward, we are not going to analyze how fast the child is to tag the child as an intelligent person or unintelligent, but we are going to see how does the child understand and apply whatever has been learnt in the classroom. My dear, the realities of our times are so real. It's so real that when we don't wake up to the reality, then we'll be marking time while the system is running. Your child is very intelligent. Your child is very smart than you think. Don't compare an orange to a mango and believe that because they are all fruits, they have to behave in the same way. No. Let's help our children develop their thinking pattern, because that's the main organ they need. That's the main tool they need on this earth to be able to make it. It is the development of the mind and how it can understand and apply how they understand the environment. That is what education is all about. And through that, they develop the right skills, they develop the right character, attitudes to be able to become functional and productive in life. I will end here, but I want to challenge you. Pick that call, pick that phone, and call. Call, and I'm ready to engage you how you can understand the natural learning pattern of your child. How? Pick that phone and call right now on how you can understand the natural learning pattern of your child and what to do to help your child maximize his or her potential beyond just knowing and reproducing. There are many examples I can give, but I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. I do tailor-made coaching. I don't do generalized coaching because we are all unique. Therefore, my coaching is tailor-made to the natural potential and purpose wiring of the person involved. Call 0242 548430. The number again, 0242 548430. There are various platforms through which you can reach us. WhatsApp, call, on social media. The name is Aaron Lordstone or Lordstone Life Coaching Consults or Aaron Lordstone Ministries. God bless you as we make a deliberate effort to empower our children beyond how we were empowered, because their dispensation will be much different than where we are now. God bless you. Bye.